Hey everyone, it's Will, Gamerdad, with another video for you. So in tonight's episode of Should You Summon, we will discuss the newest banners available as of this update 3.2.400 Main Story Part 3 Volume 2. Now if you haven't already, make sure you like and subscribe to my channel, I really appreciate it. Now first of all, there is a Star Dream, and I do already have a video about my discussions as to my selections, so check my recent videos for that. Just as a quick check here, I see the newest unit is El Seal, and I'm not sure, AS Melody is not available here, and the other one I was going to check would be Felmina to see if ES Felmina is here. So those are the most recent ones, so it does go up to AS Felmina but not AS Melody. So my apologies for any sort of corrections that may be needed for that Star Dream encounter. Excuse me. Okay, so first of all, let's go right into it. A lot of different banners available. And so this one, unfortunately, is a Fateful, although it is 2 times max. Remember that the ways we walked was at some point somewhere only needing free stones. This one does require paid stones. However, the difference is that this one does guarantee you 2 5 stars as opposed to 1. And some of these are newer, some are a little bit older. However, it is all featured here. So the main one here that would probably be the newest one would be AS Parisa. There's also Crimson Reaper Alter Alulu with Limel, the sidekick. ES Tuva is available with her other forms. And then we have some older units like Daisy, Zavirhu, Tiramisu, Dunerith, and note that is just a normal style with the AS, and a few other units here. As a Fateful, we do have Velette as the newest unit, albeit as extremely low chance, and all the other units are here in the game, including Bots Rainbow Sisters Knights. So right off the bat, I mean, if you're going to go for Velette, this is not the banner for you. And frankly speaking, unless you really want multiples of these ones, and keep in mind it's 4.77%, so 1 in 21 or so, being that 1 in 20 would be about 5%. You do get 2 shots at the list here. So I think this is honestly not very valuable unless you really are missing more than half, or you're really summoning for Shadow or Light. Anytime you do get 2 5 stars, you can push those featured units up to the 255 level. So if you're a heavy spender, aka whale or whatnot, it might be of value to you, but for most of us, probably not. That being said, there are still some good units there. Now this one is another Fateful. This one does have 3 times max Fateful. And note that Velette is here. No upgrades on pulls 1 to 9. However, pull 10 guarantees one of the following units. And so there are 11 units, 10 times 9 for 90%, and 10% flat chance on Velette. So, if you do like the mix of units available here, and again, this one is much better value-wise, especially if you're newer to the game and don't have some of the recent units, or you're just starting now, brand new, and you're wondering what can I do to kind of start up the game and get a good head start, and you're willing to spend some money. This banner is perfect. I mean, it does go with the theme of WFS allowing some players from global to kind of catch up a little bit better, get their units and rosters more powerful, but especially since this features essentially the last 11 units that were in the banners, and you can see all of them here, no particular order, but you can see El Seal, Alter Lulu, AS Premia, blah 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 blah, AS Pizca, and so on and so forth. All of these units are here, and most of them are actually very, very powerful, being that the more recent the unit, the more power crept it is. So again, if you are missing a fair bit of these, and let's be honest, this year has been really rough on most people's Chronos stones supply. Things have been tough to save up, being that almost every unit is something that you either want or must have. So this is definitely good value, even if you're a light spender. However, obviously, from a paid standpoint, you would use the Star Dream first. And again, a reminder, you do not have to use this right away. Wait until the last couple of days before November 16th to pull this, and then you'll have 30 days from then to activate the Star Dream piece to select the unit of your choice. That way you don't run into any dupes. You can actually use it to fill in any holes that you have at the end of that time period. Okay, so this is the Fateful version of Velette. And again, this one's much better, 0.4 and 0.8. And WFS is actually very generous. I think this is the first time I've seen a Fateful encounter that features it at 15% on the 10th pull instead of 10. So out of all the banners we've seen so far that are paid, this one for Velette would be your best bet. I mean, 1.2% chance times 9 plus 15% chance on pull 10 gives you a fairly good rate to pull and hit Velette. Of course, it's not guaranteed. I mean, 1 in 7 chances, well, actually on the 10th pull, but you know, I would say one banner without running any math is anywhere between 40 and 50% chance of getting a Velette. So you have 3 shots of that if you want to pay a bunch of paid stones on that. So very, very good value. Now, these are all available for a month. And of course, it does have all the other units in the game up to Velette. So if you want the powerful units around there, you can see all the more recent units featured as well. Excuse me. It's been a long day. Should drink some more water. Haha. And finally, for us non-paid players, so free plays, this is going to be the same rate up as a Yakimo banner. So I think it just features 0.4 for the 4.5, 0.8 for the 5-star, no other rate ups. Most recent unit featured would be Cesta. So unfortunately, no access to some of the newer units out there. Permana AS is here. But other than that, let's see. Yep, Felmina ES is not there. Tuva ES is here, so that's something to be had as well. Again, super low rates. And then finally, Alter Olulu is here. Those are the most recent units. And Bots, Rainbow Sisters, and Gold Floor. So what about Velette? Now, Velette is our 3rd Thunder Zone setter. Obviously, the first 2 being on the same banner year and a half ago, I guess, with Chapter 1 of the Apocrypha. That is normal style Orlea, as well as ESMU. Both of those together already form a very powerful Thunder team. Velette adds quite a bit to Thunder. However, keep in mind that we also do get Camelinage, which is through the main story. You will get another Thunder Staff unit to add to your Thunder team. So depending on how much you value Thunder teams and Thunder zones, you may value Velette. It will let your Thunder Zone team break through and destroy everything if you haven't already destroyed it. Keep in mind with Orlea and ESMU already, you have a Berry Pierce unit in the form of ESMU. That hits really hard. You also have Orlea giving hold ground at battle start, up to 100% power into and speed, type shield 50 with her zone setting, which is a preemptive move, up to a delayed 50-50 triple debuff power into and speed, as well as some other nice goodies in her package. Now, as opposed to Velette, which also can set zone, however, the interesting part with Velette is instead of just setting zone and giving yourself a 50% type shield with a preemptive move, this one does do a Thunder Magic attack on all enemies times 5 large and deploys Thunder Zone and gives in Thunder Zone, which is going to be almost all the time, Awakened Zone, and then restore up to 3,000 HP and 100 MP for 5 turns regen. This is a regen move. So for the first 5 turns, you're essentially protected, especially at battle start if you activated this with a 1-turn AF. And even if you do non-AF strats, activating this will awaken zone, just like the other units we've seen so far with Water and Slash. Not only that, Velette can support both mixed teams with magic crit rate, physical crit rate 100%, does do things like Thunder Res down up to 100%, 50% stackable up to 3 times. She herself can hit quite a bit. She can also boost, just like Orlea, power, int, and speed by 100% in Thunder Zone. However, also gives type attack of Thunder up 100% and also increases max MP up to 50% while in Thunder Zone. So remember that mental focus for magic users or magic damage is calculated based on the max MP, and if you have about 1087 MP, you're going to get a capped boost with mental focus. I mean, the fact that you can now give 50% extra MP on top will essentially mean almost everyone can get there, provided you have the right gear, grass, and so on and so forth. So very, very powerful to help mix teams, or especially her. She's a unique unit that she does all magic attacks, but her weapon is actually a hammer, kind of like a mace, or like those clerics of sort. So very, very interesting. She also has an interaction with Thunder Zone, where based on the number of hits, it adds called an amped or charge up move. And so the number of hits, if you can get it to 50 or higher, will allow her to do maximum DPS. I don't know how that interacts with Thunder Zone itself. So if she gets, for example, 50 stacks, does it give everyone else 50% more? I'm not really sure about that. So if you have any information on that, let me know in the comments below. By the way, she does have a lunatic charge, which basically allows her to hit extras for every hit she already does. And since most of her hits do 5 hits or stuff like that, then you're going to give 10 hits, which will obviously help charge up that amped special move. Now let's talk about the sidekick. Oh, forgot. 0 MP farming for the first turn, just like Alter Tuva. So very, very useful for 0 MP strats or farming strats for the first turn. The sidekick Guns does give auto elemental break thunder on all enemies for 3 stacks, and also gives your team type res up 15% stackable up to 45% at 5 stacks, and will give you extra charges for your sidekick's bar when in Thunder Zone. So 2 charges instead of 1. And if you activate it at 5 charges, will give a thunder magic attack AoE times 10 XL, and obviously will then give 10 stacks of elemental break thunder on all enemies, and it will also deploy Thunder Zone and awaken Thunder Zone. So you can use this sidekick on a team that can basically awaken zone on turn start with 1 turn AF using Velette's preemptive move, and on turn 3 when things are done, you activate the charge move that will basically allow you to reawaken zone and do another whatever you want to do. So very, very powerful for Thunder teams. Now the real question is, should you summon? See, I've been struggling with this over the last couple of days, just kind of to give you the best opinion and information I have. My feeling with Thunder Zone is that Thunder Zone, when you need Thunder Zone or Lunar Elements, you're already winning super hard, especially with our existing team, which is Orlea and ES Mew. And don't forget, you have other units you can add on top. There's still AS Victor, although a little bit dated, and Camouflage, like I said, is a free unit. Let's not talk about Skull. I mean, unfortunately not nearly as powerful as some of the other Thunder units out there. Velette will help you win even harder. Now the real question is, are you really going to run a team with Velette, Orlea, ES Mew, and Camouflage? Or do you want to mix it up, or so on and so forth? Now, granted, the sidekick is awesome, and we always pull for the buddy, not the unit. But the sidekick is only exclusively beneficial mostly in Thunder's teams. And so, unlike the Tetras and Kumoses of the world, where you can clearly see they have benefit everywhere, Guns is good with the type res up, but takes time to build up 5 stacks, whereas Tetra gives you 30% physical and magic resistance right off the bat as long as the aura is active, and its auto attack does give you heal, status recovery, and 3 hits of magic. I mean, that combines really well with Kumos, where if you hit any enemy with magic, it reduces their attack damage by 30%. So those two are the, shall I call it, the baseline or the comparables in terms of the power of the sidekicks. And Guns just doesn't do it for me in that sense. Now, again, in Thunder teams, she's going to be sweet and, dare say, even more powerful than Alea. But we're talking about whether or not it's worth it and whether or not you should commit money to this banner versus other banners out there. And my answer is no, unfortunately. So I asked my youngest son. Now, granted, he has no Kumos or Yakumo, no Minoka and Tetra, and obviously no Velette. And he has very limited stones. And I asked him, hey, Andros Prime, are you going to be summoning for Velette? And his answer was, no, Dad. I'm going to be saving my stones until Tetra and Minoka and or Yakumo and Kumos comes back so I can get them. So that gives you an indication of what my son thinks, and he's only 12. So, I mean, if he's saying that, I can totally see where this is going. So, to make a long story short, if you really want to augment your Thunder team, or you have no Orlea, or you have no Thunder team, I mean, you can build a team around Velette, you can side grade ESMU, and you probably get Camelot Ash for free. You're probably pretty much there. If you don't need Thunder teams, and remember, Thunder is a niche element and not necessarily useful at very many points up to now. Can't say you need a heavy investment in that. So there you go. Now, as for myself, I will be summoning for this unit since I don't have her in any form. So if you are planning to summon, and just like myself, we wish all of us good luck. Hopefully you land the unit in very, very little time. And let's be honest, we pull for the buddy, not the unit. So good luck on all the banners. Let me know in the comments below how you did and whether or not you agree with me, disagree with me. Are you pulling? Are you playing the game? And remember, this is an in-game update, so just load it up from the main screen. After this, I will do possibly some summons and then share the results with you. And then finally, maybe start 1 or 2 chapters, after that. It is pretty late. Anyways, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.